Number 5.
And this is where I'll be chiming in.
Yep. Number 5. Number fucking 5.
The halfway point.
Temptation. Tyler Perry's Temptation. Confessions of a Marriage Counselor.
Which had Kim Kardashian.
Yes, it did. Thank you for reminding me.
That marriage counselor was sued for a breach of confidentiality. Oh, if only.
Kim Kardashian, who I swear to God could not be more wooden if you nailed a 2x4 to her fucking forehead.
This had more personality, I'm guessing.
It's just, it's just so bad. Like, this is the only movie I think I went to this year where halfway through the entire audience turned on it and we all started making fun of it. And this is a fairly full theater. That's one of my favorite movies I've ever been to a theater ever. It's the only good laugh we had during this whole thing. Right, I mentioned this review, we mentioned it again. It's the part where it's for those who don't know the movie, it's basically about a woman who cheats on her husband with some rich douchebag. And, by the way, this movie has AIDS, as if, Tyler Perry totally knows what to say about these things.
Everyone has AIDS!
AIDS!
Even the blacks, the whites, and the spades. AIDS.
What just happened?
Team America happened!
Because America.
Okay,
gays and straights, I'm not going to say it.
Speaking of gays and straights, let's talk about how homophobic, and I don't know if is this movie homophobic? Probably. I don't even, it's racist, I know that for fucking sure, and sexist as hell.
No, the movie's not racist because Tyler Perry made it. However, we're racist because I correctly guessed it was a Tyler Perry movie during the trailer.
Well, okay, here's a few highlights of this fantastic movie. There's a part where, the only white character in the movie is this old white lady keeps making racist comments about the black people. And there's a part where she starts grabbing, candy out of a bowl and just stares at the camera and throws the candy in her purse like this. And that carries for a solid 5 minutes.
Wow.
Chris was like, "No, quit looking at me like that." Chris, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but that's okay.
He will be missed.
But anyway, because movies like Temptation. I tried to go see Medea Christmas. I think that was the last straw. Anyway, another highlight. This is the funniest thing I've seen. This is one of the funniest things I ever happened to me in the movie theater. Was the part where after she starts cheating on her husband with this incredible douchebag who, as Chris so lovely put it, was Asperger's as fuck. His words, not mine.
That made the list.
Oh, that's something on the offensive montage. You're kidding, that's gonna be the intercutting.
Gonna need a montage.
Okay, now with the song. No more sword and dance! Silence! I'm talking about temptation.
I kill you!
Okay. I need you done.
For now.
Alright, my fuse is already short right now. Don't put my luck. So, she finally starts cheating on her husband after a solid hour into the movie, give or take. And there's a part where after they've done the deed, and they're sitting in the kitchen later, he looks at her and gives a really dramatic stare. He goes, "I can give you everything you want, but you have to be with me." And then she nonchalantly goes, "Well, what do I do about my husband?" And some woman in the back of the theater yells out as loud as she can, "Bitch, what?" As loud as she could. And all of us immediately roared in laughter. None of us were shh. We were all like, that's the funniest goddamn thing we've seen in years. Me and Chris could not stop. We were just on our knees. It was that is the best damn thing that has happened ever. Anyway, and then, this is the part where it just, oh my god, here is one of the best morals of the movie, and I'm not making this up. This movie has rape. I'm not kidding. Here is the thing. They're on an airplane. This guy's private jet. She's been helping with, consultation work and shit like that. And he starts making a move on her. And she keeps saying no. But he keeps going. And he keeps going. until she finally gives in. So basically, what temptation is saying is, if she says no multiple fucking times, it really means yes.
God, I think of Family Guy again.
Fuck you, Tyler Perry. You don't know shit about relationships. You don't know shit about any of that shit. Why are you talking about this? What? I'd rather... No, I wouldn't. I was gonna say...
Tone it down a little bit. We might upset neighbors.
Sorry. I was gonna say I'd rather sit through a Medea Christmas like... No, I wouldn't.
So what you're basically saying is to Tyler Perry. Da, 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 da. Number 5.
Well, 5, that's now number 6. Because I forgot a couple. So you mind if I just knock these 2 out of the park?
Go for it.
The new number 6, followed by the new number 5. Well, first new number 6, Riddick.
I didn't see it, so that's one actually.
You did, though.
Yeah, and I'll be talking about it a little bit later.
I don't use the word misogynist too much, but this movie definitely had it. It's just, oh God, it's like, what I've been hearing best movie since as on par with the first. It's just like.
With Pitch Black, are you serious?
Yeah, it's like, no.
Well, to be fair, Pitch Black wasn't a great movie to begin
It
with.
was better than this.
Yeah. That didn't have any delusions about what it was, though.
Fair enough.
Now, the movie started off well enough, except for the fact that it completely wasted the Necromonger storyline. Basically, it's like, if you've seen Chronicles of Riddick, it ends with him basically inheriting power of an entire nation. Which, and about 5 minutes in, yeah, it's all gone. Because someone tries to, kill him. After that, they're gone!
So, a whole lot of build-up for a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, and apparently the director's cut, they did they kind of had more footage for that, so cool, but still, theatrical cut, no. Now, despite that little bump, it actually, had a pretty good start. It basically turned into a man versus nature story, in which he tries to survive the harshness of the wilderness.
Which had some okay moments, I'll give it that.
Yeah. I thought, this opening's actually pretty decent, but it's just after that, it's had some good action. It kind of shows his resourceability. And then unfortunately, once the mercenaries kind of make their stake on the planet, that's when absolutely nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's just
They basically just repeat the first movie.
More or less.
they don't do that for the last 20 minutes.
Really?
That ticked me off.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, and for fans of the first movie, one of the characters is a throwback.
Yeah. Admittedly, that was probably one of the better characters in the movie. They actually gave him some depth. The guy, he's obviously had kind of honor outweigh his own personal vendetta, which is basically the complete opposite of the son, which, they're trying to emphasize throughout. He was the one where, he clearly had his rage issues, but he was at least willing to reason, unlike his person I can't mention.
No one's gonna see the movie. Might as well spoil it.
Good point. Big Daddy Johns, as he's known, is in this movie.
Which one was he?
Johns was the guy he was the bounty hunter that had Riddick in the first
yes, I remember.
But anyways, just
I don't know why I don't like this.
the thing that just okay, I'm all for gratuitous sex and nudity, but there's...
It matches the color of your nipples. I could have gone without that line.
Wait, what? I don't even remember that.
He made
Talking about her eyes or something?
No, he complimented her nail polish. And said, "I like your nail polish. It matches the color of your nipples."
Now, here's the thing where things just got awkward. Katie Sackhoff's character is supposed to be like a lesbian in this movie. It's
Not
okay.
like a lesbian, is a lesbian.
Sorry. I use like as is interchangeably every now and then.
Sorry.
And interchangeable also describes her sexual orientation, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason, Riddick had the power to make her straight.
Well, it is Vin Diesel. Look at those boobs.
And when they're being lifted onto the ship, he grabs her ass. Like,
Yeah, it's just like it's one of them like, okay, you know what? She's straight. She's straight. If she's a lesbian, she's a lesbian. But Christ, it's like
unless
don't.
she's an undeclared bisexual.
Which, had they at least said that, it would have made sense.
Yes.
But it's one of those things that just kind of nagged me in the back of my mind. It's just.
Yep.
It's like, God, I know he's supposed to be like the ultimate badass, but there are limits as to what this guy can do, and
In terms of believability.
yeah, it's just. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just like, God. Now you see me.
That almost made my list, but it's just kind of okay.
Just a movie.
Exactly. It was another like just subpar flick where it was trying to be.
It should have been better. Like it looked
Yeah.
interesting, but then
It was basically it was a.
It had potential.
It felt like a Tarantino wannabe.
I don't know about Tarantino
Okay, not
necessarily,
Tarantino, but it's just. It's almost like it tries to rely on like quippy dialogue and whatnot. That
and
just
it fails
wasn't
so
very-
utterly at it because the writers can't pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem, they use magic tricks of CGI. That defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly. Pretty much. It's like, had they done like, at least made the illusion it was real, like, which is the point of magic, I think that would have kind of increased the interest factor, but it's like, the entire time I couldn't shake, it's like, everything's CG here. It's like, what's the point? It's like, you're killing the magic of magic. I wasn't trying to make a joke there.
I know.
That's the sad thing. And
Because
also...
the movie's a joke.
Basically.
Also, just... It had such a terrible twist of an ending.
I don't
just
remember
like...
what it was.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah! We're trying to Mark Ruffalo's the bad guy all along.
Yeah, the bad guy.
Which made no fucking sense.
Yeah, so it's like...
Yeah, I doubt Mark Ruffalo would be able to get that past the FBI screening process.
Well, admittedly, this all happened before he did any screening. And, like, technically he hadn't really done anything then. But still, it's just like... Okay. Were there any hint... Is, like, how... There was, like, no, like... Nothing that pointed towards that. And, like, I understand the cause was to, like, get revenge on the rich for basically being cheap bastards that ended up harshing everyone. But unfortunately, you lose sympathy to your cause when you arrest and get an innocent man arrested.
What's innocent a man?
Shut up. I said an innocent man arrested.
Watch that one more time. It's like it's like baby butter, pots and butter.
And
I look at this, I'm gonna punch you in the neck.
This is aluminum!
An innocent man arrested.
I take out little kids every week. Bring it, fucker.
But, so it's like, after that, it's like, sure, Morgan Freeman was an ass, but he didn't do anything wrong. And that kind of kills sympathy to your cause.
Well, maybe he's just... Oh, you know what? Maybe it's a prequel to Shawshank Redemption.
Where something goes back in time.
We don't talk... Well, it's not a perfect plan.
It's a prequel to the remake.
Well, actually, come to think of it, there was magic involved, so maybe he did turn around back in time.
Why just time travel to the point where you wouldn't be in prison?
Yeah.
Well, crap.
Maybe they just found him in a prison basement. Don't question my logic!
But it's just... It was bland, boring, and just like one of those things where like it was pretentious in terms of like trying to be some smart movie.
And I almost put it down as a number 6, but it's just so forgettable that I didn't really feel that strongly about it either way.
I don't even remember it.
I just remember it because I sent you the spreadsheet on it.
That's true, yep.
Alright,
your turn.
now for your number 5.
So we've already talked about my number 5. I didn't have as strong of a reaction to this one as Michael did because I knew what to expect. Carrie. And I wanted to see
Calm, soothing waves.
this one
Soothing waves.
for
Day at the beach.
a few reasons. I was
The town's dead.
Oh.
Are you good?
Well, the thought of everyone dead is a nice thought.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
So the
Oh, looks like
In-
Person Rich waving the flag.
in the
Over the dead bodies.
nice.
Oh no! Continue.
Thank you. So in the original, it's from I want to say the 1970s.
77, I think.
Yes, thank you. And did not enjoy as generous of a budget as the remake had. So I was curious to see how this would look updated with a modern budget and basically in modern day. They kept the script the same. Some of the lines were identical, which what is really flawed about this movie, as talented of a writer as Stephen King is the original source material. I get what made the original popular, the appealing to the whole isolation and feeling picked upon folks. I was teased a lot myself. I will say this for the remake. It was nice to see extras in the prom scene. One, none of them were wearing red baseball caps to the prom. I thought that was stupid in the original.
It was the 70s, though.
Yeah,
but you
Encroaching upon the 80s, where fashion just didn't make sense.
fair enough, but
It makes sense now.
you don't wear a baseball cap with a formal gown. That just ain't right.
Oh, wait, the women were wearing them?
Yes.
Oh, then I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Yes, in the original, there's at least one female at the prom scene wearing a red baseball cap with her prom gown. So,
Cindy Lauper will be popular one day, you'll see!
I just don't have any more rage left for Carrie. I gotta save it for the other entries
Yes,
on
yes,
this list.
I know.
I'm already tired from Temptation.
So I appreciated that they took the red baseball cap out of the prom scene, but here is something that the original has over this one, and this annoyed me. In the original, like I said, they didn't enjoy as generous of a budget, and so they made their shots count. And the scene where Carrie gets the blood dumped on her is done quickly in one shot. In the remake,
Yeah, I forgot about
they
this.
replayed it
Like it was a fucking
Three-
football play.
at least 3-4 times, back to back to back.
I was waiting for this. You just got pig slimed.
It's like, why is that necessary? Anybody who knows the story knows that is coming. We don't need to see it multiple times. What the fuck was up with that?
Because they wanted to kill the laugh factor, make you feel bad for her eventually. I don't know.
Instead, she starts waving around like she's fucking Magneto.
Everyone has iron in their bodies.
Oh,
It's more like I'm gonna make liars fucking burn people.
I mentioned this in the review. The part where she bitch whips
Oh yeah.
one of the crappy teenage girls, one in an orange prom dress, mind you, with a flaming electrical wire. I couldn't help but laugh. It was hilarious.
I don't even remember that. I think at that point I was just so blinded. I was just like, no, I can't do this.
So I didn't have as strong of a reaction as Michael did, obviously, but it makes my list because at its core, what's really flawed is the source material, and there's no fixing that, no matter how much you update it.
Number 4.
That's the 4th worst movie of the year. Sorry, I had to go on.
And that was the second worst joke. Mine was the first.
We're talking about shitty movies. We have to have fun somehow.
Not with this one. Number 4. Movie 43.
That's only number 4?
That's how much...
Oh, I know what number 1 is. Never mind.
You know what the other 2 are, or the other 3 are, I'm sure. If you won't, you will soon enough. Movie 43. One of the first movies we saw this year. And it still stands as one of the worst.
And I have never been more glad to have gotten sick with the flu and busy with a school project than I was that day.
And one of your highest rated reviews.
Oddly enough. Yeah, it's like over 400 last I checked.
Shit.
400 views. But, oh, Jesus Christ. I got comments on this one. One of them just said, this movie's stupid. You paid to see it. Therefore, you're stupid. Oh, my God. It just, every just terrible, insensitive joke you can make in this one. Some of it made absolutely no sense. There was a whole, if it was just a 5-second joke, maybe it'd be tolerable. But no, here's a setup. This is the setup. I'm going to try for myself from yelling because I don't want to piss off any neighbors. American flag. That's not going to help here, I'm afraid. Anna Faris is with her boyfriend, and she wants him to poop on her.
Oh yeah, I read about this one.
And let's be clear. That's not the joke. That's the fucking setup for the next 15-minute sketch. We talk about burritos that produce, I don't know what they call it, like something diarrhea. And
explosive?
I don't know. It's like date diarrhea or something stupid they called it.
Yeah.
And they continue the scat joke for 15 solid fucking minutes until it gets, and none of it is remotely funny. The first sketch in the movie involves Hugh Jackman.
Oh, I heard about that.
They got to do this. I don't know how.
That I have an answer for, but I still say you just being stupid.
Where, again, this is the setup for the first 15 minutes of the movie. He's on a blind date with some other well-known actress whose name I forget, Nicole Kidman or something. I don't know.
Wasn't that Katherine Heigl too?
Katherine Heigl was in it, but she did not. It doesn't matter. Anyway, she thinks today, oh, he's an attractive guy. Oh, things are going to go well. Until he takes off his scarf, and there's a scrotum there. And the next 15 minutes is about how the scrotum reacts to different things. Like how a hair falls in the soup or how it shrinks under the cold. That's the whole joke. That's the only attempt at humor. That's it. That's the best they could fucking do.
Actually, I thought you said the one with McLovin and Carrie was actually a funny bit, kind of.
I forgot about that one. That's even remotely close to funny, and that's only because of the actors who managed to even sell it even a little bit.
Yeah.
Of Carrie, oddly enough, who has to, gets her period for the first time. Wow. There's a trend I didn't expect in this.
Carrie getting her period, which is how the movie I just talked about starts.
Well, there's a connection I didn't expect to make. Okay, I think I needed that. Anyway, and it's just how they reacted. That was the only remotely funny thing about it. Even that, they stretched it out for way too fucking long.
I was told that, what was it, basically, the joke got ruined. It ended up being a pull my finger gag at the end.
Yeah, that was the final laugh, the pull my finger gag. And then there's the worst offender, or at least, I take it back, they're all worst offenders. There is no worst one. They're all just worst. The one that kind of pissed me off is the one about homeschooling, because I was actually homeschooled. But anyway, so they want to get it has Sabretooth and some other chick whose name I forget.
So Leaf Schreiber and...
Nope.
No, that's Sabretooth.
Oh, right, I was thinking of the chick. But Either way, when you get the ideal college experience, they proceed to harass this child for the next 15. The worst parents ever. Not remotely funny, just horribly mean-spirited. There's a part where he just has poop writing on his chest, this loser or something like that. He's tied to a flagpole. And Sabretooth proceeds to go, you have so much poop on you, click. With like a camera. It's like, that's how intelligent the humor is. That they feel not only they have to do it, but they have to say it. As if somehow they didn't already get the joke. And that's not the worst part. The worst part is what comes after. When they talk about the first kiss. And guess who's on the bed with him? His fucking mother. And then they say the first gay experience. So the dad comes in.
I'm not laughing at this, I'm just laughing at the torture. Oh, God.
That's the setup.
Carrying blood, carrying blood, carrying blood.
That should not have worked. But it's just that style of humor. Not one laugh. Not one thing is funny. Even Raj, who is like up there with Patrick as the most forgiving reviewer we have on the team. And he leans over me halfway through and goes, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." That's how fucking bad this is. Raj, who apologizes for everything, hated this movie as much as I did. Go.
Are we on 5?
We're on
4.
fucking 4.
You already did 5. So.
Yeah. The Lone Ranger.
Johnny Depp with racist face makeup.
Oh, he was hardly the most racist part of the movie.
Yeah.
Really?
In fact, this is relatively tame in comparison to the slaughter scene.
Oh, God. It was so boring. It's one of those movies just like...
Didn't know what it wanted to be.
It's just... Imagine it was Native Americans of the Old West. And imagine that without the pirate's charm. It makes you get the idea. It's just...
You want to talk about the horse
First,
in the tree?
pirates, I should say.
You want to talk about the horse in the tree?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
The movie was just not funny, generally unimaginative, and it's just terribly paced. And even worse was when I mentioned tonal inconsistencies in, what was it, Kick-Ass 2? Oh, God, this movie was far worse.
Yep.
Stared at the TV like it's the camera.
Yeah.
I'm tired. But it's just, here's the point, like, halfway through the movie, basically every Native American you saw outside of Johnny Depp gets slaughtered by the military. I think it was the military private contractor.
I think it's private contractor.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's one of those dour and serious moments. Like, Quentin Tarantino, who also said he loved this movie, said that left such a sour taste in his mouth.
Wait, Tarantino liked this movie?
Apparently. He also liked Green Lantern, so...
Oh, alright.
Well, Tarantino watches movies and smokes pot all the time.
Oh!
He's rather indiscriminate in his viewings.
But anyway. Darkest moment of the movie. And how does it end? It ends with that horse in the tree followed by there's something wrong with that horse. I'm just like didn't I just like I can't remember the face I made. I was like, did they seriously just do that?
Well, it did have one funny line at the end.
Actually, I'll get to that.
Okay.
As to why it's not the worst thing ever.
Okay.
There was one... Okay, like, throughout all the crapulence in the first 2 hours, I did get one laugh, and that was from hearing Armie Hammer scream like a little girl after getting hit by an arrow.
I don't even remember that. I'm fucking idiot.
It's possible. Now, within the last 30 minutes is when it had its redemption factor. Because it had something that was what I expected all along. something very kinetic, fun, and very imaginative with its set pieces. Having a very great train sequence with just good shootouts, good choreography, just great direction, and fun. And just like it was like within those last 30 minutes, like that's when it felt like it was the movie it should have been. And also, as we said, it ended with like the best line.
Hi ho Silva! Away! Never do that again!
Just like.
And then that weird shit with like Tonto in the museum.
Yeah, that's just like, you could have just done without that.
You could have completely cut that out. It would have made like a difference.
Yeah, it's like, it didn't do anything. So like cutting that out along with a lot of the other crap filler throughout the movie, just, it wouldn't necessarily been good, but it would have been a stronger flick in general.
Even my parents, who I very much summarize as the general audience, I love them to death, don't get me wrong, but they like Battleship. So, that should tell you about their kind of movie taste. They hated this movie. That should tell you how bad it is. Oh, God. Sarah, I think it's your turn.
So, I won't be saying much in length, but for reasons that have already been discussed, Riddick is my number 4. Granted, I haven't seen all of the films in the franchise. I watched Pitch Black with an ex-boyfriend years ago. I saw some of Chronicles.
Didn't miss much.
Yeah, so I had no idea this series was still going on, to be honest.
Did I?
I still like Chronicles of Riddick better than that crappy new movie.
And so, granted, I'm not the target audience per se because I don't get all of the story connections. And so for me, the beginning seems kind of forced, pointless, and then, like we already talked about, it's a survival story which goes on for a long time, and while it does have some engaging moments, it's rather boring. At least I was rather bored by it. And then there's the whole turning Les straight thing, and then
But he has such big boobs. They're probably bigger than hers. I'm sorry, go ahead.
it ends on sequel bait, and the story still isn't resolved, and you're not missing anything if you don't watch it.
Yeah.
Alright. Number 3. So, question. What's worse than movie 43? Not just how much I hate it, but just quality-wise in general. Answer? Grown Ups 2.
So glad I skipped that.
Which Patrick loved.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Honest to God, I don't know why.
I'm guessing him liking it makes it a little higher on your list.
No, I hated this before I found out Patrick liked it. Granted, my reaction was pretty big when I found out he liked it.
Yeah.
Like, he texted me to warn me he was going to put a Facebook status update about it.
Yeah, why he likes this and not Star Trek, I don't know. But...
He doesn't like Star Trek?
No.
It's a good question. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about him. But
yeah.
he writes good humor, so we keep him on. Anyway, Grown Ups to fuckity fuck this fucking... Okay, so I've made it very clear in the past that I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. You want every reason why I'm not an Adam Sandler fan? Watch Grown Ups 2.
What did you just say?
I can't even speak words. That's how much I hate Grown Ups.
He said that he is
Adam
not.
Sandler?
He said that he is not an Adam Sandler fan.
I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. If you want to know why, watch Grown Ups 2. Or if you really hate yourself, watch Grown Ups 2. Or if you're, God forbid, if you're a Happy Madison fan, go watch Grown Ups 2. I'm sorry. This movie started with a deer pissing scene that they did twice in the course of 5 minutes. The movie starts with Adam Sandler in his bed with a horrible CGI deer standing above him, who seems to freak out, piss on Adam Sandler, runs into the bathroom, pisses on the sun, runs out the door. First joke of the movie. That's what they go with. That's it.
That's why people get pissed off.
Or pissed on in this case.
So that phone is aluminum, or whatever it is. Tight.
It is titanium.
Keep in mind, this is an iPhone. I can break this over your head. Take over everything valuable. All right.
You want to go? This is single body aluminum. And this ain't gonna break if I bash it.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't know why, but when you did that, the Highlander theme started playing.
They're
gonna win the HTC One.
I am so disappointed in both of you right now.
Why?
Because we're talking about fucking grown-ups too! And you're making horrible puns on top of this already horrible comedy.
We're trying to have fun.
There is no fun here. It's grown-ups too. This is where hope goes to die.
I don't care. I just made the greatest pun I could possibly do.
You did. Props. Props, Garrett. Man, props.
All right. Now back to every reason why this movie is terrible.
I needed that.
It's just, oh my god, this is such a waste of film. There's no point. There's no point. There's no story. There's nothing. There's nothing worthy of redemption. No good character. Not a single good laugh anywhere in the movie. It's sexist. It's pretty probably homophobic somewhere. It's one of those movies where I don't feel bad for anyone in the movie. Like, I don't give a shit about any of the actors. The only good thing when me and Lauren did this movie is that the production crew got paid. And some CGI student got a job for a weekend. That's the only good thing we can come up with the movie. It's that bad. There's not a single redemptive quality anywhere in this thing. It is the cesspool of shit and evil. I am convinced that they populated the town of Cary.
I'm curious though. Was it still better than Jack and Jill?
I didn't see that one, but
Just as well.
it probably was. It probably was worse, actually, to be honest. It's one of those things like there's literally no point to this. It just shit happens and then it ends. That's it. No other point. It is a completely pointless movie. It is so stupid and not as. Carry blood. Wave flagging over dead bodies. Adam Sandler's corpse crucified.
Done properly by Sergeant Sarcasm. Remember the inside jokes?
Yes, I'm trying. I'm really trying. But there's a whole plot line where one guy just bald and he keeps saying "what" over and over again. That's his whole existence. And his wife does it, and his child does it. That's literally the whole joke. And let's not forget the one shining joke. The movie they think it's a legendary joke because they use it 20 times, and they think it is magical. They think this is a magic joke that'll live in cinema history and for all time. It is whatever the fuck the fat guy's name is.
Kevin James.
Kevin James coughs, burps, and farts at the same time. That is their holy grail. They highlight this movie 20 times and say, yes, this is our best joke. This is what our writing team spent years creating. The cough, burp, fart, or something equally stupid. It's just...
Maybe we should move on.
Yeah.
Because someone just hold me.
Sorry about that.
Oh dear.
Greg, go ahead.
Unjust.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Still good.
Okay. I hope it wouldn't break after that little fall.
Oh, you know what LED screens are.
Fair enough.
Number 3, Red 2.
Ah, yes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you thought you were giving them.
I did. I
a
thought I was
good
giving
one.
the good one. How wrong I was.
Because, to be clear, I loved Red.
So did I.
And unfortunately, everything they did right in the first one, they did wrong in this. They don't... It's just... Oh, God. It's like nothing about this movie was appealing to me. It was just... It was so damn boring. Like, it was almost like you could tell, like, everyone was trying, and, like... But it's just... It's just they had different writers, different directors, just, like, you could tell, because, like... Something about the direction was off. You didn't... You know, a lot of things that made these characters kind of, like, stand out. It felt like it was missing. Marv, played by John Malkovich, was no longer the crazy psycho who was right about everything. Like, he felt more...
Forced.
A little off. But not, like, crazy like he was before.
Mm.
Will Smith didn't really feel like that, you know, the versatile badass that he was before. Like, he didn't feel like a dangerous entity.
Wait, Will Smith is in this?
I mean, not Will Smith, Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay.
Big difference.
I just... It shows how little I care.
I was like, wait, what the fuck? Will Smith?
Yeah.
How was that not in any of the trailers?
Helen Mirren is just completely wasted in this movie.
Big shock.
God, what else? Byung-Hyun Lee, a.k.a. Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe Retaliation, also wasted. It's just... Everything felt like an unfunny, uninteresting waste.
You know why? Because it killed off Morgan Freeman in the first movie.
Maybe. That's probably a good reason
It's
why.
like a movie sin. You kill off Morgan Freeman, your franchise is cursed forever.
Yeah, and just even...
It's like the Red Sox.
Yeah, even Anthony Hopkins just, you know, kind of... Like, he tried, but just like...
Although, I think the Red Sox won the World Series last year.
That's because they made a deal with the devil.
Yeah. So it's like, basically, this was Now You See Me as an action flick. At least now you see me, you know...
Cry, wail, and gnash teeth.
It's hard to describe. It's just...
Not give a shit.
It felt, at least with Now You See Me, it felt kind of consistent, I guess. That's the best way to put it. And, like... Even though it didn't do anything spectacular, it didn't necessarily fail at it, per se. Except for... something, I mean... You know, I mentioned my problems, but at least, you know, it didn't feel terrible, just subpar and unremarkable. Whereas this is definitely down a few pegs. And unlike Lone Ranger, which had an equal amount of nothing good happening within 2 hours, at least Lone Ranger was technically good and had that awesome last 30 minutes. I think also just the fact that, you know, I enjoyed the first one so much, that also kind of upped the ante on it. Because, like, for Cliff, who saw it with me, he's just like, it was like, eh. But for me, it's like, because I had anger of how it went from first movie to this, that kind of...
Cliff just kept tagging me. He's like, why did I go see this? Like, why did you put me on this one? It's like, I thought it was going to be good. I'm sorry.
We all did.
Anyway, Sarah.
Something to say about that.
So, we've already talked about my number 3. Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters. This opened...
Notice how I immediately stopped everything I was doing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But you...
Rip off the Band-Aid.
you said that I can only talk about ones that
It's
I
okay,
actually
go ahead.
So, this... in the opening sequence, a character's name is dropped a minimum of somewhere between 3 and 5 times within the span of about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And from that moment, I could just tell that this was going to be stupid because it is treating the audience like they are either stupid or deaf.
Yeah.
Talia! Her name was Talia.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's like, gee, I think we get that. And...
Dad, can you help LaSalle crossed the sea?
Yes.
What was her name? Rhubarb?
And they, for what Michael was just referencing, then you see a CG seahorse, and I mentioned this in the review. When that happened, this popped into my head. Count upon the sea ponies when you're in distress. 1980s My Little Pony reference.
Way old school.
It's what I grew up with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how offensive that joke was now.
Anyway,
I was like, that's way old school. It's like, that's what I grew up with. Oh.
yeah, I'll get you for that later.
Wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. There, go ahead.
So it is full of corniness like that. It's formulaic. It fucks up Greek mythology and doesn't respect it at all. Do not show this movie to your kids. It
will make them dumber.
Yes, it really will.
I wanted to punish him for not cleaning up his room. I didn't know it would go this far.
So yeah,
that's actually a great punishment idea. Just try. It's like it's like, where are we going? It's like, no, I don't want to do that. No. Where you gonna say Percy Jackson too? No. I'll do anything. It's like, I'll cut my hair. I'll never swear again. I swear to God. I'll clean my room every day. I'll lick the floor clean. Just love of God, don't make me about Percy Jackson too. Percy Jackson.
So yes, that's my number 3 pick for the worst movie I saw in 2013, Percy Jackson: Sea of Monsters.